Room 517, the clerk said, his voice neutral, almost bored, like he'd said it 1,000 times before. I nodded, didn't speak, didn't breathe too fast, just wrote it down on the receipt he slid across the counter. The elevator hummed like a dying engine. I pressed the button twice, then again, as if my indecision could delay the inevitable. I didn't need to follow her. I already knew. But the thrill wasn't in seeing her. It was in confirming the betrayal, the unspoken truth, that had grown like rot in the corners of our life. The phone rang that night. She kissed me. Her lips, soft, lingering, unaware. "Book club ran late," she whispered. And I smiled. Smiled while the ice inside me hardened. For weeks I played along, every Tuesday, every whispered excuse, every hollow touch. My life, a theater of deceit rehearsed by someone else. I remembered the first time I noticed the shift. A look, a hesitation, her phone buzzing at odd hours. Dinner delayed, laughter too sharp, apologies too practiced. I had asked. Received her half smiles. "Nothing," she said. "Just friends." And yet, room 517, the clerk's deadpan delivery, the way she avoided my gaze when I asked where she'd been. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I cataloged every slip, every lie, her perfume on someone else's collar, her lipstick smudges when she thought I wasn't watching. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m., room 517. I went through our photos, her calendar, old emails. Small things, insignificant to her, monumental to me. She believed I was blind. I let her. I began to plan, quietly, calculated, DNA tests mailed in secrecy, phone records requested under the guise of tech support, observations logged. Even the hotel clerk became an unwitting ally. I didn't rush. Patience was my weapon. Every Tuesday, I walked past room 517 without knocking. Listened. Learned. My mind was a storm. Calculated calm on the surface. Rage and humiliation churning beneath. I imagined confrontations. Harsh words, pleas, denials. But I stayed still. Collected. Every lie she told me fed my strategy. Every false alibi sharpened my resolve. I began to see the pattern. The timing. The rehearsed gestures. The subtle, insidious ways she had layered her deception over years. And I smiled. I smiled because I was no longer blind. I had stepped outside the chaos of my own heartbreak, become the architect of truth. The envelope arrived on a Thursday. DNA results, photographs, records. I opened them quietly. Her expression on the hotel lobby camera, her fingers intertwined with someone else's. The smirk, brief, triumphant. And proof, absolute. I called her into the kitchen that night. The envelope lay on the counter like a silent predator. She saw it. I watched as comprehension, panic, and then guilt flickered across her face. I can explain, she stammered. I didn't, not yet. I only slid the evidence toward her, coldly, methodically. Her knees weakened. Her voice cracked. She knew I already knew everything. And worse, she knew I had been waiting. The revenge was simple. No shouting. No smashing. I didn't confront her in public. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I booked a villa in Switzerland. Photos sent, curated, every message of envy calculated. Her calls came. 71 times, missed, ignored. My daughter-in-law shouted over the phone about Thanksgiving. The family, her petty dramas. Enjoy, I said. Every lie she had ever told. Every manipulation, every betrayal was reflected back at her in silence. I left her with the truth in her hands. And nothing else. No reconciliation. No begging. Only devastation. Quiet, precise, surgical. She had thrived in deceit. I thrived in revelation. I watched the storm of her emotions from a distance, safely behind my own calm. No tears, no relief. Only clarity. She was broken, as all betrayers must be when confronted, with their own reflection in the eyes of someone they underestimated. I had walked through fire and come out untouched, not because I was unfeeling, but because I was prepared, because I had chosen observation over reaction, logic over passion, strategy over impulse. Room 517 was no longer a place of mystery. It was a monument to her greed. And I was free, not free of pain, but free of her. I closed the door quietly, and for the first time in years I smiled. Not at her. Not at the betrayal, but at myself. The calculation had worked. The revenge complete, and I walked away, leaving nothing but silence and truth in my wake.